Boys, good morning and welcome back to the channel. I'm doing one of those videos again where I don't plan anything. I just start talking smack to the camera. So I'll try not to ramble as much as I usually do. But wow, 2023, it was a good year. We got the BRZ and unfortunately we had to get rid of the WRX for her. But, you know, it do be what it do be. I just wanted to say, very Merry Christmas. I hope you had a great day spending time with your family and your friends. And I just wanted to say, because this is probably going to be the last video of 2023. So by the time you see this, it's probably around New Year's Eve. But I just want to say 2024, it's going to be a big year, all right? Lots of stuff to come. We're gonna grow. The channel's gonna grow. The BRZ is gonna grow, and we are also gonna grow. But yeah, I didn't want to get too sentimental with you boys because I just wanted to create a little vlog today just to discuss a couple of things. And I do also want to do something in the vlog, so it's not going to be a complete waste of time and me just rambling onto the camera. I did have a purpose to this video. We want to make a few small changes to the BRZ. Talk about that in just a second. But hey, if you happen to stumble across this video and you're new here, make sure you subscribe because we have lots of good stuff to come for the BRZ. Lots of new mods, hopefully. And yeah, it's going to be a really, really exciting time. Oh man, boys, it is hot today. Honestly, Christmas in Australia, it's just hot. I really wish sometimes we were like the rest of the world and it was a winter wonderland and there was snow everywhere because that'd be really, really cool. And hopefully one day I do get to experience that. But for us Australians, yeah, it's hot. It's probably like, I'd say it's like 35 degrees Celsius. That's kind of like in the 90s, I think, for Fahrenheit. And it's really humid. Just really muggy, honestly. So if you see a bit of sweat come off my face today, I deeply apologize. I really cannot help it. Anyways, I wanted to just have a quick chat about the exhaust on the BRZ. Now, as you can tell, and if you've been following the channel, I do have a stock exhaust. Now, unfortunately, because these cars don't have a turbo, they really don't sound that great. So I have been looking pretty hard on the internet to try and find something that's going to give us a nice note. And I seem to have kind of run into a little bit of a crossroads, and I just wanted to kind of take this time and run it by you boys because I want your opinions, okay? So I want you to leave your opinion in the comments section below. So the way I see it is the catback exhausts, they're either really freaking loud or they're really quiet. And the mid-level sounding exhausts, which there aren't many of them, they seem to drone quite a bit. So I'm after a catback exhaust that doesn't drone and something that's not going to be really freaking loud because I do plan on completing the exhaust. I do want a front pipe. I do want to upgrade the headers. And by the time I do all that, that's obviously going to make everything louder because by the time you upgrade, you take the catalytic converters out, resonators, the pipes are larger diameter, you're going to have a louder exhaust. So, and hear me out here, I'm thinking I purchase a quiet catback exhaust, and by the time I upgrade the rest of the exhaust, like the headers, the front pipe, it then brings that up to a nice suitable level of loudness that gives us a nice note. So I thought, okay, well, what catback exhausts are out there that are quiet and they have really nice notes? And I came down to pretty much two options that I've been considering. And the first option is the HKS Spec L and Spec L2. So they're kind of the same thing. One's slightly quieter than the other, but they're pretty much the same exhaust. There's just a difference in price of about $200-300. And here's what that sounds like. So the HKS, it sounds pretty good. It's not very loud, but I think it has a really nice note, especially when you put the foot down and it opens up that throttle and you get a really nice crisp sounding exhaust. So that's something I'm really looking into. Now the other exhaust is actually much cheaper. It is the NVIDIA Q300. So this is what that sounds like. And again, we get a similar sort of note out of the Q300 compared to the HKS. Obviously, it's a different sound, but it's quiet. It has a nice note when you put the foot down. It's nothing that's obnoxious. Now, there is quite a huge difference in price. The HKS is about $2,800 Australian, $2,800. And that's a lot of money for a catback. Whereas the Q300 is around about that $1,300, $1,400 mark, which is, acceptable. That's what I kind of would rather pay. So I know the HKS is going to be, a better quality exhaust, but on the other end, I really haven't heard much about the NVIDIAs and, whether or not their welds fail. Haven't really heard much about that. So I think the quality aspect of that, might come into play with my decision, but I'm really not sure as of yet. So pretty much what I'm asking of you guys is let me know in the comment section down below what you would rather, the NVIDIA or the HKS, or if you have any other suggestions, please let me know. I'm happy to do a little bit more research before I pull the trigger and purchase a catback exhaust. We'll see what happens. Okay, boys, well, pretty much the whole reason I wanted to make this video is, besides those couple of things that we just talked about, I did want to make a few slight changes to the BRZ because at the moment, she's pretty low. You can see that's where my front wheels are at. There's pretty much a 1 finger gap there. And if we come across to the rear, it's pretty much the same. They're pretty square. You can only fit about 1 finger under there. If I just kind of get my finger under here, it's like barely gets the 1 finger under there. Now, as much as I love how low it looks, it's really becoming a bit impractical for me at the moment. We have a lot of car parks where at the back end of the car park, you've got like a concrete slab that stops you from going too far. And those usually have a bit of height on them. They're pretty chunky. And I keep scraping the exhaust on them. And I'm only scraping it by just, 5-10 mil, I think. And, there's a few driveways here and there that I have to get into for work. And it's just that little bit too low. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to raise the height. I know, don't cry, please don't cry. I'm gonna raise the height by probably 10 to 15 mils. So, only ever so slightly. I don't want to ruin the look. I just wanted to make it a little bit more practical. All right, I've just got my vernier calipers out here and I've just set it to 15 mils. So that's the gap that's gonna be at 15. So if I just kind of place it near the tire here, that's how much higher the fender is going to be at 15 mils. Now, I'm not so sure about this, to be honest. I think that's a little bit too much. Similar thing, we've got 10 mil here now. I'll just kind of line it up as best as I can. I think that's probably going to be the way to go. Let's move it into the middle of the garage and let's get to work. Bet you guys are sick of seeing this, hey? Probably done this about 1 million times in the last few videos. All right, now because we have only the best coilovers ever from MCA Suspension, they make it very easy for us to adjust the height. We don't have to do too much. All we have to do is use the supplied Allen key and loosen up the bolt here. And once that's loose, we're able to freely spin this collar, which is what's going to determine the height of the spring perch. So all we have to do now is measure with our vernier calipers. We see what the starting point is, which is approximately 39.64. Let's round it up to 40. And then all we need to do is spin the collar until we get 10 mil extra on top of that. 50.4, that's what we're going to. Now we just tighten this back up. Makes it so much easier. Like, you can do this in like, half an hour, 20 minutes if you're fast enough. But that's not going anywhere. And we'll just get the final measurement so we can come back and do the exact same on the opposite side. And that is going to be between 50.5. I am still rocking the stock standard lug nuts as well, and that's mainly because, well, they blend in really well with the wheel. So I haven't really thought that they were ugly or needed replacing, but I guess eventually I might do something, go like titanium or something, but I think, well, for now, I think it's best that we just save our money and put it towards something, more useful. I'll just speed that process up by jumping on it. Jumping on the back a little. That should kind of... There we go, that's a bit better. That is nice. Have a look at this, fellas. I think we nailed it. I'll go do the other rear now, and then the front, and I'll show you what they look like in a bit. Oh, I'm so off it, boys. I was literally on the last wheel nut of the last wheel, undid all four, was onto the fifth. I thought, the fifth wheel nut's a little bit too tight. So I thought, all right, put some WD-40 in it, try and loosen it up a little. I get 1 or 2 turns out of it. Oh, it's still tight. More WD-40. I go to turn it again. Snap. Snapped the wheel stud. Look at that, right in there. Far out, man. That's so annoying. I don't remember them being tight when I put them on. That's actually super annoying. Well, I'm not going to let it get to me. We can run on 4 studs for now, temporarily. I guess new video coming up soon, boys. How to replace a wheel stud on a Subaru BRZ. Cool, sick. I'm just going to do this last wheel now, and I'll show you what it looks like in the front compared to what we had previously. Okay, boys. First of all, I just want to quickly apologize because, well, it's a different day. It's a brand new day, and I was supposed to pick up the camera and finish it off the other day, but as you know, I've had a bit of problems with my wheel stud, and I kind of cracked the shits a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So I put the camera down and I went to bed, etc. I'm just moving Alicia's car out so I can get my car. Obviously we've raised it 10 mil because we were kind of rubbing when we had more people in the car, and it was just a little bit too low when we were in parking spaces, going over bumps, all that kind of stuff. So here's what she looks like now. As you can see, the front, look, it's not going to be too much change from what we had before, but you can see that it still looks really low, which is great because obviously want to keep that low look. That's what we're going for. But yeah, you probably can notice it that we've just got a little bit more of a gap there now. So before we were kind of really struggling to put one finger in, but now we've kind of got just that little bit extra room. Definitely can't fit 2 fingers in. It's more like a 1.5 finger gap. But yeah, I think we've solved our problems there. I did go for a little drive just before, went really hard around some corners, etc. And no rubbing. And I think just having that extra 10 mil is going to really help with like all the parking spaces and all that. And I'm pretty happy. So I think we're just going to keep it there. I think we found the sweet spot, which is really good. So yeah, really, really happy with that. And yeah, just excited to just really just start doing some more mods to her because, I mean, look at her. It just looks so pretty. Boys, by the time you see this video, it's going to be the new year. So first of all, I do want to wish you all a very happy new year. Everyone that has watched my videos, everyone has clicked the like button, commented, or if you've newly subscribed over this past year, just want to thank you all so much. It means a lot. I do love uploading videos to YouTube. I really like helping people and also learning things myself along the way. And that's why I started the channel, just to kind of share any knowledge and maybe just help the average person out who just doesn't want to be paying mechanics for everything, or auto electricians, or whatever it may be. Just get in there and do it yourself. I'm not really like a resolutions kind of guy, but I think we're just going to continue to put our money towards like mods and things that we obviously love enjoying. All the good stuff. Focus more on the health and the fitness as well. And yeah, just try and help out as many people as possible and grow this channel as much as we can in the next year. And just try and do a little bit more on the socials, Instagram as well, maybe a little bit of TikTok here and there. But for the time being, yeah, we're just gonna keep grinding. So yeah, if you have watched this far in the video, you are an absolute OG. Love your work, honestly. Thank you. And yeah, we're just going to kick 2024's butt, all right? All right, boys, I'm not going to ramble on anymore, but just want to say enjoy your New Year's, Happy New Year, and I will catch you in the next video. Cheers, boys.